And we're live.
Hey,
Hello, everyone.
everybody! Welcome to the Booked for Friday. I am your host, Julita Fisher, also host of the Hold My Pen podcast. Above me, I think he's still above me. I don't know my damn. Okay, yep, still above me. I had to wait for him to change over. You have Sticks. I won't call him what he is because quite literally he'll mute me, and I'm not getting, and we're not getting. I'm not getting my first mic mute. So my other co-host, Sticks, and then joining us tonight in the upper corner, up by Sticks, you have Trisha Jones, author of so many great stories. I cannot even begin to go with her range of pulling on our heartstrings or just leaving us fucking flabbergasted. Like, let's go with it. And then below, we have our first narrator. Everybody, let's give a big round of applause for our first narrator. Hell! I was wondering what my cat just came up behind me and scared me. Okay. So what we're gonna do, the way we normally do this, we're gonna start with Trisha. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your books, and where they can find you and your stuff. And then we will move on to Hell, doing the same thing.
Okay. As you know, I'm Trisha Jones. I wrote my Anne Smith series, which I actually have sitting next to me. I have New Life by the Full Moon, Life by the Blood Moon, pictures on camera, Life by the Blue Moon, and my newest one, Life by the Eclipsed Moon. I also have a standalone vampire book called Navash, A Vampire's Tale. I do not have that one with me because for some reason I sold that one. I'm also working on book 5 of my series, and you can find all my stuff on Amazon. And you can also request your library for an e-copy of my books on almost every social there is.
Quick caveat before we pivot to Hell. All of their socials are currently scrolling. Trisha's is the top row right below her name, and Hell's is the bottom scrolling row right above her name. There, I guess I should have asked, is her correct or is it there? Both of you.
I'm she, her, they, them.
Okay. Socials are scrolling in between our two guests. They are not clickable links, ladies and gentlemen. If you try and click them, you're just going to pause the stream. If you just pause the stream and you're now hearing this, give yourself a round of applause. We care about you. Anyway, please take it away, Hell.
All right. Hi, my name is Hel. I'm an audiobook narrator and voice actor. I've done a number of audiobooks, including the one that I distribute directly, which is the Eldritch Depth series, which is a dark fantasy with a romance subplot. So if you like eldritch creatures, pirates, ocean punk, a world with no land but only water, and a lot of femme rage, I highly recommend you checking out Corrupted Tides. That's book 1. When you go to my store, voiceofhell.com, you can get all up to 3 of the 7 books. That is going to be part of the Eldritch Depth series. My recent release is Blood of the Blackthorn, which is another dark fantasy, but witchy and femme-ragey, rather than Corrupted Tides, which is the watery and femme-ragey. In addition to being a voice actor and narrator, I am also part of Punch and Roll for Initiative, which is a nerdy and dirty podcast where a bunch of audiobook narrators play Dungeons & Dragons together. I'm not part of that one, but I am part of another game called Rapture Hearts, and that's been a ton of fun. That's been a lot of fun one, and we don't skimp out on the dirty aspect of our nerdy and dirty podcast. So check out Punch and Roll if you want merch like this. We're also selling merch in the Punch and Roll store. And also, I guess I forgot, you can find me on Instagram. That's it. That's all you got. Sorry. I got rid of the others.
Well, thank you both for being here. We're excited to get into it tonight. Do you want to start, Julie, or do you want me to start tonight?
Give me just one quick second. I am trying to send you a message, so I was like, hold on one quick second.
Oh. I'm in trouble, ladies.
No, it's something I forgot to tell you before the show.
Again, just changes who I'm in trouble. I just realized that you guys can all see my... I have to check Discord on my phone from now on, otherwise you guys get to see my Discord whenever, over the cameras now. So, the TSV is still learning.
Technology.
Yes. I'll kick off a softball easy question tonight. We have Trish on top, so Trish will answer first, and then Hell will answer Julie's questions first. We'll just alternate. So my easy question to kick us off is: what is your favorite word that you never get to use?
There isn't one really. I don't have any favorite words I don't get to use because I use them.
No censorship. You're just like, hey, I want to cram this word in here. I'm gonna make it work. Well, you are a prompter, so you're used to ad libbing.
Were you not around for Cannibal Grandpa?
That's when I just first joined.
So yeah, you would know. I use what words I can.
Fair enough. No limitations for Trisha. How about you, Hal?
I don't write. I can only talk about words I struggle with, or
Okay, but is
I'll
there a
tell you
word
what-
that you've ever been in the middle of reading a story and you're just like, this word would go really great here, but I just I have to read.
No, I don't think like that because I have to read what's written. So if anything, it's just like my brain, but my brain does do this a lot. My brain wants to put in words. It's and that's what makes me say the wrong thing. But I will tell you a story, but the word benevolent. The word benevolent for the longest time, I thought it was benevolent. And it's just it's a small little switch up, but people were just like, oh yeah. And it wasn't until maybe in college that I was like, oh, this is how you spell it? So that's not how I've been saying it? You learn a lot of things in life.
Now I have to write
I
a
mean,
book.
I used to say it was B elephant, so I mean,
The elephant?
That's why I've got to write
Okay,
I
I'm
got to
over
write a
here
book
laughing.
about Ben the elephant. So Ben Elephant, and
Do you also do Wednesday to to be able to write it correctly?
Oh yeah. Okay, let me hurry up and get this question fired off because Gremlin. So next question for Hal, leading off. What voice has been that you have performed?
Uh-huh.
And Patricia, this would be a voice that you've written. That has gotten stuck. Even after last call, after last roll, everything like that. What voice has gotten stuck in your head?
For me, it's accents versus voices because it's hard to transition accents. So if if I'm doing British RP, I can't go straight to Southern or even Irish. Or if I do Irish first and I try to go to British, my Irish will bleed into my British. And it's really hard to I have to stop and then redo a bunch of things. But British and Southern is another thing where I think if I start with British and then I try to do Southern, my British will bleed into my Southern and it's just then I have to stop and everything. So for me, it's not as much voices because I feel like I talk all over the place anyways. But accents are hard to control. How
The
about
one
you,
voice
Trish?
the one voice I hear all the time is actually the Pixie in my series. She is a foul-mouthed pixie, but she doesn't cuss like a human being. She says things like, "What in the fireweed?" So I'm constantly hearing her little voice.
So is that like a pixie version of cussing?
Yes.
Okay, so we have fantastical sailor mouth and uh too many the introductory speeches at Disney rides with too many accents. Do you have like a trigger word or a phrase that you say that puts you into an accent?
Not accents, but characters.
Okay.
100%.
How about
Uh,
I guess that I'll make that my question is like when you're for both of you, do you have like a trigger, something that puts you in the mindset of a character to be able to use the voice or write as them?
yeah, if you listen to me record live and I'm pulling, because I'm reusing voices for other narration works. If you hear me saying like, "You can call me Renalia," that is like that's my trigger phrase for that voice, or "Don't hit me again" for like another character. Like I just those trigger phrases will help me kind of get like it's how I remember that's how that voice sounds, and then I can get into it.
Playing characters in my head all the time, so not one of them has a thing where it triggers that one character. They're constantly in there arguing.
You want to go for it, Julie?
Okay. So, out of either the voices you've performed for Hell or the voices you have or the characters you have created, which one would you say was the hardest one to let go after it was said and done? Like you had such an emotional attachment like performing that voice or emotional attachment to reading that or writing that character that it was hard to say goodbye.
They're
For
both.
me, for me in Nirvash, the character Al, he actually, I'm going to spoil this.
Don't do it. No spoiler warning. We
He
don't do
gets
spoilers on the
killed.
show. Oh, I tried, folks. I tried.
It's not like it's a giant spoiler. I didn't tell you the ending.
Okay, okay. She kept it vague enough. You have to find out how. Go read the book.
Yeah. Please read the books. It'd make me very happy.
How about you, Hal?
I have the luxury of not having to let go of any character voices because I just recycle them. Um, I don't think I've had to. I think it's just like scenes that like really stuck with me. And I I haven't yet had to really fully say goodbye to a meaningful character, but definitely like a fun character. She was a bad guy though. She was so bad. She's a meanie, but she was so fun to voice. She was just like super like feminine and flirty, but so bad. But it was like yeah, it was like when she did not continue on in the current life. It was like, ah, okay, this is the end for her. I'll use her for another voice though, in another book.
All right. I've got another wacky but easy one. I think that applies to both. If you had to describe your latest work, so probably the ones that we've got on screen for you two, using only 3 emojis, what would they be?
There's not any emojis that would describe them.
There's no emojis that would describe it.
And
I mean, like, there's a moon on the cover. Would a moon emoji be appropriate?
they're all based on moons. So describe all of them.
Okay.
For me, it'll probably be a. I need to like recount what emojis exist, but I'll do simple ones. A fire emoji, a witch hat emoji, and oh, I don't think that'd be better. I think like one of those like a sparkles, like as a sparkle emoji, because there's magic.
I see that Promethean, aka Cash, is providing some emojis in chat. I think it's giving Trish suggestions here. I see well, let me hover that to blow it up a little bit. A happy cat and a vampire.
And a fairy.
There's pixies, there's a vampire, and if there was one, a fisher. A type of weasel.
Oh, yeah, not a fan of those.
I know, I wasn't either. That's why he's in the book.
Julie, you're up.
Okay. What is your ritual? I'm borrowing this one from Sticks from the other
I've
night.
been robbed.
What is your ritual when you get into the headspace or you're trying to, like, okay, I have a long day of recording or I'm, finally going to sit down and write. What is your get ready ritual?
I'll say I'm going to read Ace's question next, Ace, so I got you.
Okay.
You're next.
I just make sure I have already eaten and I have something to drink. Because usually I'm sitting for a very long period of time.
Water is a must for me too. As a narrator, I am going to be sitting and talking a lot. But aside from that, it's doing my warm-ups, making sure that the attic fan is off, making sure that the AC is off, so we're all getting the house as cold as possible because it's gonna warm up real soon for however long I'm in the booth. Getting everything set up. Yeah, I said warm-ups already. Doing silly voices and like blowing raspberries. It's a good warm-up. But yeah, I think that's it. That's all I can think of. Just all of my resources, materials up and ready. I wish it was more fun. Like, no, just very work.
All right. Ace asks in chat, is there a scene where you keep finding yourself either rereading it or revoicing it because you enjoy it?
I can't say, because they'll give away the book.
Hey, we like that. Folks, I just saw Hell's face go, I know exactly what it is, and then Trish gave her answer, and then Hell went, oh, wait.
I don't think these are super spoilery. I think there's some scenes that kind of live rent free in my head because they just make me laugh. Like there's a couple of scenes where this author for Corrupted Tides, it's actually within book 2. Yeah, it's book 2. Tainted Sea. Oh no, Defiled Oceans. Oh gosh, no, Tainted Seas is the second book. Second book is Tainted Seas. And he's like, the main character, Nario Olatarth, is talking with this eldritch creature, and this eldritch creature is talking about how he's been wronged. The sea folk killed his lover and imprisoned him, and that's why he's here now, and they're harvesting him, and all of these horrible things. All of these absolutely atrocious things has happened to him. And Nario Olatarth, the MMC, was like listening to all of this, and poor guy, just like, he's not he tries his best to be good, but he's listening to all this, and he's just like, he doesn't know how to respond to it, so he just says, that's rough, buddy. Which, if you know the reference, is from Avatar: The Last Bender, and I remembered reading it and narrating it and cracking up immediately because I didn't when I read it, just like in my head, I didn't register, but when I read it out loud, I was like, oh shit, it's from that scene. So that one lives rent free in my head, and just like there are some other scenes that are just so funny. This cracked me up.
I wouldn't have gotten that reference.
No? Have you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
So no, hold on, no, yeah, unless you're gasping at Julie. No, I did when I was. I'm an old man, so when I was young, I watched it, and
Define old. No, it's okay.
I'll be 66 in 3 months, so uh,
Okay, I was like, there's no way you're serious.
I mean, that's what the army says. We're not gonna get into it. Point is, it was a long time ago. I don't remember most of
Okay.
it. I haven't rewatched it.
Fair.
Go ahead, Julie. Do you have a question?
No, I was just gonna like with Hell's Gasp. It was literally like let's just say that at the time that was on TV,
Uh-huh.
I was mostly into creative works that involved computers and coding,
Fair.
which is a very nice way of saying hacking.
I started a fire. I apologize for interrupting. Chat. Chill. I'm not
What?
actually 66. But if you go and you look
Okay,
at my military
God,
medical
God.
record, go look at my military medical record. That is the physical age that they have listed for my current medical state, because that's how much wear is on the tires. I have the body of a 66-year-old.
I was gonna say, if you are really 66, you need to give me your skin regimen because that's insane.
Ah, I appreciate that. The darkness hides the wrinkles.
Ah, yes. It's the lighting. The
Yes.
lighting works wonders for all of us.
All right, I have our next question though. What is your dream setup? Like, would have for Trish, computer, laptop, keyboard. Like, what if you have a make and model you would love to use? For Hell, microphones, condensers, things like that. What's your setup for your craft?
But it's an MSI laptop. I have forget what model it is. The keyboards light up and everything. It's cool. So I also play video games. So
Yeah, rainbow keyboard.
I can't say like specific brands, but like I want a dungeon in the sense of like I want to have like a basement where it's like my space. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the entire space because it's not just set up. It's not just set up of the booth. I have a vision. And so I want a basement that's really big and with a nice tall ceiling, so that I have like a really nice booth. Just a really really nice one of those expensive, crazy heavy, sound insulated booths that is air conditioned, that has airflow. That would be very nice. And have that set up, and like I can go into my booth to work. And when I step out of booth, then I can be, I have like my gaming space and also have like a pole because I like pole dancing for funsies, just for funsies. But
Judge.
I recommend everybody try it. It's a great workout. But I want like that's my little dungeon, and I would never have to leave. Well, I would have to leave for food and stuff, and family, and I guess son. But otherwise, I don't have to leave. Like I am such a hermit in real life.
Isn't that like required in order to be in the literary space? Was I lied to at the Authors Anonymous meeting? You guys lied to me.
It's not a requirement. Some people
It's
like
helpful.
going out.
Helpful.
Yeah, it's good that we like to be alone, and that can tolerate being alone and focused in our own space.
Oh, Julie stepped away right as it was her turn. All right, let me pull our next question. That one's I don't even asking.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, you get right on that bit. All right. Oh, I'll just she robbed me, so I will rob Julie back. Okay. This one might be a little difficult for you to answer, Hell, only because of how your job goes, your work goes. But what have you Googled that has you on a search list?
What have I Googled
You
that has me
robbed
in a
me.
search list?
You robbed me. Don't you start.
I had to look up how much pressure it took to break the sternum. And I can't tell you why, because it'll spoil the book.
I feel like that one's pretty safe though, because I feel like anybody who's gone through a CPR course, like that's something that might cross their mind, right?
No, I'm not saying pressure. I'm saying pressure.
Ah,
And I cannot tell you because it's at the end of the book.
all right. No spoilers like that.
Unfortunately, I actually do have an answer for this.
Oh, uh-oh.
Don't judge me.
We don't
Don't
judge.
judge me.
We don't.
Okay. Okay. You'll understand why I say this. Because I think it would put me on a search list. Because, I have to voice different characters. And sometimes those characters are little kids. And I don't know. I can't pull from the top of my head what 8-year-olds and 5-year-olds sound like realistically. Like, how long their speech. Because, my daughter's 3 turning 4 and I know what she sounds like. But what do other, 8-year-olds sound like? And so I remember I look at videos for references to listen to them, try to imitate what they sound like. But it was like I shouldn't look up 8-year-old girls on videos, Google like that. I was like, this feels wrong. Like, can anybody give me a movie that I can look up where there is an 8-year-old character in there?
Old Barney episodes.
Old Barney episodes? Okay, I never grew up with Barney. I didn't
Old Barney episodes, old Lamb Chops play along.
Okay.
Go
From
with
Sesame
anything
Street.
from the 90s and you should be fine.
Okay. Noted.
Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues has kids talking.
Blue's Clues had kids?
Yeah, when mail time.
Yeah, mail time when they open the letter from and it's an actual person and they do the video.
I forgot about it. Okay. I grew up with Teletubbies, man. That was all I knew.
Okay. When I said we don't judge, I might have to make a caveat. No, I'm joking. We don't judge here. Go ahead, Julie. Rob me back again.
I'm not gonna rob you back again. I just did that one real quick because that was the quickest one I could get out and run off camera. Okay, from the lovely little list right here. What feels like a confession? Like either you voiced the line or you wrote it that feels like a confession. That feels like this character just put a mirror in front of your face as
you've been called out.
Yeah.
One of my own books? Or a book I read? So I'm currently reading a rewrite of a retelling of Labyrinth. Can't remember the exact line. But it's something along the lines of you should know how to take care of yourself. And it's not in a platonic way.
Oh. Okay. In that case, it's a really good thing that the line wasn't, you remind me of the babe.
That's not in there yet. I haven't gotten that far in.
Oh, gotcha. How about you, Hel? What character called you out?
Oh, this is probably a line from Blood of the Blackthorn. It's like the climax of the book where she is finally embracing kind of her dark side. I don't remember what the line was, but it was like one of those things where it was like when I was reading and narrating, I was like, yes! It was essentially she has tried to fit the mold of the good girl, not causing any trouble and not, just trying to just find happiness where she can be good. but consistently throughout the book, as soon as they think that she's a witch, they start to treat her as such, even though, like, no matter how good she's done, whatever good she's done, it doesn't matter. Actually, there's another witchy book. Oh my gosh, called Into the Fire. Both of these book, Femme Regi spoke to me, and both of them talked about essentially like how I did everything for you. I did everything right. And this is how you repay me? And it's just like that feeling of like just hopelessness and loss at really doing your best, but absolutely that the people around you still prosecuted them just because you were something that they feared. So Into the Fire by Vox in the Ether, Blood of the Blackthorn by Rosia Carranza. Oh, I love Femme Regi things. Both of those things. That very much resonated with how I felt as a mother when I became a mother.
So was it because it was an exact change? They had like a cashier's check. Is that how they repaid? And it was how dare?
It was very much like I was the good girl. I did everything right. I did everything I thought I needed to do as a woman, as a mother, whatever, like everything. And then as soon as I gave birth and I'm going through all my trials and tribulations, everybody was just like, "Well, this is your job. You should have known. What did you expect?" There was no empathy, there was no care, there was no sympathy. Amongst people, my own family and friends, it's just like, what the fuck, y'all? And so that femme rage that they felt, there's just like that I felt it in those books too.
Oh no, I completely understand that
Yeah.
because um Aries was the third pregnancy,
Mm-hmm.
was literally my snowball chance. And the moment from the moment I got pregnant to the moment I had him, it was very much well, you knew what you were doing. And I'm like, yeah, he was planned for, but that's about as far as that one fucking got off to. We do not come pre-installed with this knowledge.
No.
Okay. So, okay, here we go. Next question up on the block, I believe, is Styx's. I'm
Yes.
not seeing anything coming in from the.
I've been checking chat. Nothing from chat yet, guys. I'll also say that both of our guests are okay if we run over time tonight. So please keep the questions coming. Okay, we wanna get you guys' questions answered. My next question. This is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna get everybody, including you in chat, thinking. 2,000 years from now, whatever human beings are by that time, if we still exist, are excavating ancient sites, and your work is the first thing they find. What are they going to think about our society today?
If they come across my books, they're going to think I'm nuts. That people were crazy. Because there's no such thing as were-jaguars. Or pixies.
Or you could be a prophet, because those things could exist then.
I still say they're out there anyway. We just don't know where they are.
It's always in the Amazon. Or Canada. That's where Bigfoot is, right?
Actually, I watched a show that everything was in Alaska. They're looking for things in Alaska, like UFOs and stuff.
How about you, Hal? What are historians and archaeologists going to think about the year 2025 or 2026 when they find your work?
They're gonna let a lot of dirty things. There's a lot of dirty things out there of me. I'm not that much. Okay, I'm gonna downplay it. There's not that much, y'all. But you know what? Oh gosh, I'm kicking my desk. I'm a very sex positive person. And so they're gonna be like, oh, society back 2,000 years ago where they were getting it on. I was like, as we should be. As we should be. But also, there's still a lot of rage. Like, I think that's my two things. I've got a lot of dirty shit and I've got a lot of femme rage.
I can just imagine the notes right now.
Yeah.
Matriarchal society, women
No,
were
I
violent
d-
and dangerous. Strange anthropomorphized animals existed, possibly extinct? Question mark.
And we were potentially fucking them.
We have a couple of. We have a. Yeah, yes. Wasn't gonna go there, but yes.
Like, give me the monster smut. That's what I want. Like, once I get my narration monster smut, it's game over. I can live there.
Julie, we got a couple of questions in the chat. Do you want to get one of them, and I'll get the next one? Oh, me. She's busy. Got it. SP Stavros asks, if you could be a mythical creature, what would you be?
See,
Oh, a
What
pixie?
did you say? A pixie?
a pixie.
I need some clarification on that. From what lore pixie? Because there's so
My
many
lore.
variations. From your lore.
My
Okay.
lore.
And if you
My
want to find
pixies
out,
can.
Go ahead.
My pixies can change how their dust is. They can change it from just being something that's pretty and sparkly to something that will cause you so much pain that you're going to pray for death. I want to be a pixie.
So Sour Patch Kids, but pixies.
Maybe.
Okay. Sour Patch Kid pixies. Not to be
I've never had
confused
them
with
described that way.
Cannibal Cotton Candy and other things like that.
I just want to stop. You did it.
How about you, Hal? Mythical creature.
I guess I'll have to go with the siren. Because I do like to sing. And I wouldn't mind luring some people.
Okay. I had a follow-up. I had the follow-up question for Trisha on that one. I'm going to give you a follow-up to that as well. Are we
Okay.
talking like mythologically accurate bird sirens or
I thought about this.
Frankish monk mermaid sirens?
You know what? Either, because I like it'd be cool to be down the sea. The sea is such like a significantly unexplored space. I mean, granted, okay, I'm not sorry. My brain went down a pigeonhole. I was like, well, technically, sirens probably won't be able to explore the deep sea unless there's technically a deep sea siren species. It was like my mind went there. I would be happy with either, but I would like. I feel like I don't know. I'm not that accustomed to the sea, so maybe like. Bird sirens would be cool. So long as like, the point is I get to sing and I get to sow some chaos. Like that sounds fun. That sounds great.
I should have let Julie read Stavros's when she got back because it has my name in it. But go for it, Julie. Or the person asking the question had my name.
Oh, I
in their
see.
name.
SP Stavros said you have an indie author with Monster Smut friend. Hey.
Are you in
Okay.
Okay, you're back.
River Styx Game Studio says, are there any scenes you have refused to voice? Now that's and as a caveat, refused to write for Trisha.
Yes. I am very careful. I try to be as careful as possible with regards to proper representation and voices. And I have been asked to voice a person who I've been asked to voice a black character who was the main female character. And they asked me to like, hey, do you know? And this is when I was still faceless. Like they didn't know what I looked like. They didn't know, anything. So, but when they asked like, hey, I'd want you to be able to like, speak Ebonics as well. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. No, I am happy to recommend other narrators who are black and can represent this character well. Unfortunately, that is not me. But aside from that, it's like if it's specific scenes, like I have I have turned down projects where it asks me to narrate very graphic child loss or child neglect. I can't handle that very well. If it touches it, fine. If it goes a little bit into it, fine. But if it's like very graphic, I can't do that well.
And it goes into what hers was. I had an editor edit my third book, Life by the Blue Moon, and she loses a pregnancy. And he wanted me to go into graphic detail of what she was going through. I've had a lost pregnancy. I'm not going to put that on people. That is the most horrible thing in the world to go through. And the amount of graphic he wanted me to put into it, I refused. I couldn't do that.
So I guess if I preface, I'm only using these examples because they're widely popular literary examples that most people will understand the references to. Hold My Pen Promcast does not, have any views one way or another on these following works. So somewhere between like Harry Potter level of like stuck in a broom cupboard kind of neglect is like okay, but not like A Child Named It.
I don't know
Yeah.
A Child Named It.
Don't read it.
Okay, great. I won't. Sounds great.
It was a very, very popular book. It became a movie, which it should not have. But it's messed up for the people who know of it. They will support that. We have another question in chat. This one coming from Bitzer. If you could be any character you've written / voiced in your next life or in a following life, who would it be?
I don't know, man. My authors are really mean to their characters. Like, I wouldn't want to go through what they went through. Hold on. Let me think about this.
Wait, I'm calling it. I'm sure she's going to say Pixie.
No.
Oh.
I would want to be a character that I wrote into my third book based on one of my best friends. She's very happy, bubbly, outgoing, and she tends to wear 50 style housewife dresses. So that's the character I would want to be in another life. Because they fit her well.
Actually, you know what? I haven't narrated. I know. Shit. Never mind. I haven't narrated it, so I can't do it. Boo. I'd probably just pick like some romance books. I guess I want whatever's happening to them to happen to me. But like the dark fantasy stuff, like they're badass and they're cool, but I will die where they succeeded. I don't want to go through what they went through. That sounds really hard. But like the romance stuff, like sure, doesn't sound that bad.
Okay, another question from chat. Have you ever put yourself into a character you have written or voiced? Like things from your life, like ways that you would say certain things.
Yeah, my main character in my series. I based my main character on me and what I wanted to do.
For me, I think it's very much a lot of acting is just like inserting myself and recalling upon memories of when I felt a certain way. Because I can't say that I fought a ginormous eldritch being underwater, but I can remember the feeling of panic when being potentially outnumbered or overpowered by a bully. That is really daunting. So it's things like that. It is a lot of inserting of myself and at least calling upon those memories to be able to portray the scene the best that I can.
But would you tell anybody if you've actually fought Cthulhu? I don't know. I feel like that would be a pretty tightly kept national secret.
I don't think, but it's one of those things like, where even if I did and I told people, I don't think they'd care because who would actually believe me?
True. That's what the government told me. Tell anyone you want. They'll never believe. Anyway,
Exactly, right?
next question. This one's more standard, so we'll get back into a little bit of a safe territory here. Do you get a post-project hangover? Like, big project writing, recording is done. Do you get that like letdown? And if so, how do you deal with it?
Ever
Let down in
really
the bed?
have. I'm constantly writing, so I don't think I ever have. I just went to the next project.
All right, so don't take a break. Taking notes, okay?
Just always work.
Also, I have nothing else to do other than after I take care of the house.
How about
Kids
you,
are
Hal?
grown.
I do have breaks between projects. Now that I'm a full-time narrator, I'm looking to very much fill my schedule. But I do have, before then, I had breaks between projects, and it was weird because like, oh my god, what do I do with this time? I forgot what it was like to not be in the booth for hours. And when I got into a good place, it was like, oh shit, I could read the books that I have like a ginormous TBR list of. Like, I'd actually start working on it. And so that's what I would do. I would like start binge reading again, and it was fantastic. And yeah, great restful period. Or I work on smut. That's also good rest.
I mean, we all need a palate cleanser every now and
Yeah.
again. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
and that was another thing. When you are not narrating or you are not writing,
Mhm.
what is your guilty pleasure? What is the one thing that nobody would ever think that you read?
Read?
Everything.
I just got done reading a Lizzie Strong book. She writes monster smut.
I don't hide that I read Monster Smut.
I'm outnumbered,
That is not.
folks.
I'm not. You should not be surprised if I read Monster Smut. I have.
Nobody thinks I read. Because I'm a mom.
See,
I don't. I read it. I read everything because like, I read nonfiction. I read fantasy. I read sci-fi. I read like self-help books, leadership books, and just a lot of smut, a lot of romance. I'm all over the place. I don't think anybody would be surprised at what I do read.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing that I'm outnumbered, Stavros. I'm just stating the fact that I am currently outnumbered. Okay.
And reading monsters and being interested in monster smut.
It's not that I'm not interested. It's just not my primary genre.
Well,
Fair.
see, I haven't really delved too much into the monster smut. I mean, yes, there is the ogre Shrek adaptation, Get in My Swamp, and the other reason I know about that book or what's in that book is because of Izzy. Okay, that is it. But when it comes to me, now I don't classify Shifter as monster smut. Unless they are doing it in their other
Monster
form,
form.
and then you run the
Oh,
Yeah, but then you run into this other thing that's not very much appreciated. So yeah, no.
Okay, we have a question from chat. I have a question on this list that after that conversation would be ideal, but I don't know if the answers would be safe for stream. So I'm just gonna go with the chat question.
Is there
Okay.
things I shouldn't be saying? Have I been saying bad things?
No, you have not. No, trust me. I am well versed in the TOS, and we have not tripped that line yet.
Yes.
Heavy parentheses yet. Anyway, Ace asks, have there been times when you've wanted, in all caps, more? Like more content of a story you're writing and you beg characters for more, or from a certain writer you want to voice more of their work?
Yes. 100%. The Eldritch Death series, as I mentioned, I've only narrated 3 of the 7 book series. The 4th through 7th book is not yet out, and I'm like,
Chain you to your desk. Do not stop.
he's going through like immense life stuff, so like I'm not gonna bother him, but I'm also like,
No, just be like, go watch
so
this VOD. Go watch this VOD. I did this wonderful interview. Pay attention to the other guest with me. Be like them. Don't stop writing.
I feel like
Ever.
But 100%. I've had the luxury of working with some incredible authors, and I've wanted more. I've like it's very easily like I just become a fan of their work because I just like, okay, fine, you're done with this book. Now give me another one of yours.
You're not
Okay.
not picking up, Trisha.
My mic is not on.
No, we hear it.
My mic doesn't like me. Not with my own books. I want them to be done. It's just other people don't want them to be done.
Maybe you should be more like the author that Hell wants more of than and just don't write. Like, I mean, you guys just need to trade places.
I'm sorry, I'm going into my 5th book of my series. I'm going to have 2 spin-offs on that series. No.
I can hear the rage typing from multiple people in chat being like, how dare you tell Trish not to keep writing? And no, I am not telling Trish to stop writing. It was a joking suggestion. Don't at me.
Yeah, I think Izzy wants me to continue all the stories that she's only getting snippets of.
There's a Cannibal Grandpa that we are still waiting to find out the actual behind the scenes too. So I mean, yeah, no, I'm with her on that one.
That's not happening. I just wanted to send you something to show you that I don't just write sweet, kind, smooshy stuff.
I can squint back, Stavros. You have a question for them, Julie?
Oh, yes, I do. So, what is the thing you use as a celebratory? Like you finished a project or you finished a really hard scene to record. Uh what is that one little thing that you like, I did it, it's mine, leave me alone. Like, do you buy yourself a book? Do you, just go take you a hot bath? Do
Glass of wine
you
and
go out
chocolate.
for ice cream? Sacrifice a virgin to the moon? Like, what is your process here?
We here at Hold My Pen Promcast do not support people sacrificing live human beings.
Or animals. We are completely. Let's
Depending
not
on
sacrifice
depending on
animals.
your religious beliefs, we will not infringe upon those, but generally not a good idea.
Yeah.
Boba.
I diamond paint.
Gimme
Big
Boba.
big canvas stickiness. You put little jewels on it.
Nice. Yeah. Just feed me. I like to eat.
Well, I'm kind of round, so I can't eat as much as I want to.
All right, I'm going to ask the risky question. Like I said, I think this one fits into our earlier conversation really well. We're going to be careful about our answers, though. What is the trashiest book you've ever read that has influenced your work?
There isn't one. Because I don't write anything like anybody else. I don't write smut like most of the writers I hang with. I write vanilla. There's more action than anything else. So there's no trashy novel that inspired anything or caused me to want to write.
Okay.
I don't know if I can answer this question. Because I don't think it has like an influence. If anything, like I will say like what I have learned is that if I'm struggling, and it's not even like it being trashy, it's just like different writing styles. Sometimes, your brain processes different writing styles differently. Reading Tolkien is different than reading Ice Barbarian fuck. Barbarian Ice Planet Barbarian by Ruby Dixon. Like, the prose is significantly different. So for me, if anything, I remember reading a book, or a couple books now, where the prose is just significantly different, and I just had to really change the process in which how I approach it, which is more prepping on my end, so that I actually know like how to, when I sit down and narrate, I can kind of do it more smoothly than parsing it real time. Yeah,
Okay. We have another question. We have a couple of questions coming in the chat. Excellent. So, first question in chat. Ace asks, "Is there a character that?" No. Oh, sorry. I thought there was another question. Okay. Is there a character that no matter what you give them, they will always mess it up? Like the content you write for them, how you voice them, will they mess up some part of the process? You're not.
Series.
You didn't pick up at the beginning. You cut in at series.
Let's try again.
Hey, there we go.
My main character in my series, Anne, she has not done a single thing that I wanted her to do.
She's the main character. She's the boss.
So I should be the boss.
I just got a death glare. It's okay. Hell, how about you?
I can only think of like voices that it was really hard to maintain. I'm really trying to think. Like I know I have them, but I can't for some reason. Like,
Okay, so I mean,
for
we
some
can
reason
we can
remember.
tailor that question a little bit to, and you've kind of touched on it. So like, what is an accent or a voice that you know, not that you're against doing it, but like, what is the most difficult one for you?
Oh man, there's so many I have yet to learn. But I don't think I've gotten Scottish down. I don't think I'm anywhere close to getting Scottish. I
I
don't think
don't
I'm
think
anywhere
I don't think they
close.
have it down.
They might disagree with you.
No. I can tell you from personal experience. You go and ask someone in Scotland, and then you go 5 miles down the road to another town
Yeah.
and ask them, and it sounds completely different, and they think that the other people are crazy.
Yeah, I could see what you mean by that. Yeah, Scottish is probably I haven't found. I don't know if I found my nemesis accent yet because I haven't gone through to really study accents. But I feel like the ones I know I have struggled with is Australian, Scottish, and German. And German, I feel like I might be able to kind of get it because it's kind of similar to French, but because it's similar to French, I go to French. It's just like they're just, and
Nuance.
Australian is kind of close to British, so I just go to British. Yeah. But I will say like one of my first characters I did, he was described to have like a really gravelly voice, and I just, this throat doesn't know how to do gravel very well. And so I like really had to like triple chin myself and try to get gravel somewhere, and thank God he died. It's just like I remember. It's okay. It's not like a huge spoiler, but like I remember asking the author, I was like, "Hey, just want to make sure like this character's never coming back, right?" He's like, "No, never." I was like, "Okay, cool."
She's talking about a book character, Twitch. She's talking about a book character. Don't clip it out of context.
Book character. We like, yeah, just book character.
All right, we have another question in chat. This one coming from Bitzer. Which book or piece of media has rewritten your brain chemistry?
Ooh. So this is a nonfiction. And I don't know if I would say like, rewritten my brain chemistry, but this nonfiction book is called The Next Great Migration. I can't tell you who it's by because I don't remember. But The Next Great Migration is a fascinating, dry read. So if you like dry reads, it's very informational and it's not fiction. Oh, it was fantastic. I thought I was going to learn about what migration is and like why animals do it and how it impacts society and how it impacts their culture or like their own kind of like workings. It was like a hint of that and highly political. I was just like, but historical political. Then it was just like, this is fascinating. Essentially, I'm not gonna go into it because if you're interested, you should just read the book. But it brings in ties to how science researches on animal migration was used in creating policies for human immigration. So that's essentially the context of the book. But I went in thinking it was just going to be about animal migration, and it blew my mind. Very dry, non-fiction book. If you're into that.
How about you, Trisha?
Anthony.
A little bit louder.
He writes
Okay.
Pierce Anthony.
Okay.
He writes the Xanth novels, and the fact that he has so many whimsical things, it makes writing more fun now.
So we went from dry informational to whimsy. We have both sides of the spectrum. We're all inclusive. Do you want to read Ace's chat question, Julie, or do you want me to get it?
What question about your craft do you hate being asked?
Is it like Twilight?
Oh.
No, that's just disrespectful. Yeah, that's just plain ass disrespectful. But yes, I get that.
I'm gonna. I might risks. I have the risk of sounding mean with this one, but so I'm gonna add some context. But it's when I get questions of how do you get started. I think that's probably my least favorite question that I get, and it's not because it's not because I don't want to help people, but I think it's just like it's far too broad of a question that I can't answer it properly. If you ask me that question, I'm gonna default to check out these websites, do your research, because I like it's so broad of question. Versus if you ask me, what's your setup? Like what tools should I get? And I can get into that. But I think it's just like just the broadness of the question makes it really difficult for me to kind of pinpoint like where should I point you? Resources, or do you want to go into classes, or do you want to go into narration? Do you want to go into voice acting? Do you want to go into character acting? Do you want to go into like it's just too big.
We have more stuff coming into chat. Promethean Death Kesh says this looks like it's to hell. For German accent stuff, talk to me. Might be able to give you points.
Okay.
So would be the one.
Oh, and if you
Our
need
source
an
expert.
Australian, that's Bitzer.
And Bitzer's
Sorry?
our Australian source.
Who? Sorry?
Bitzer K in chat.
Oh, Bitzer. I got
Yes.
it.
Uh,
Thank you.
Ace asks our next chat question. This is Ace. This is cheating, but I'm gonna let it slide. What question do you hope people will ask in an interview? Or, yeah.
This is a good question.
I can't think of one.
That's a safe answer because you know whatever you ask, we're gonna ask next. So be.
You guys pretty much all asked all the ones that I usually think of people asking.
I wished people asked. Oh my gosh, I have like a thought, but it hasn't congealed into words. But it's just like I wished people asked more about just kind of get curious about all the things and oh boy, all the things that kind of fall into narration. because there's just like beyond the craft of like reading a book, beyond the story itself, there's just so much going on. Right, like right now, you may have been hearing the news about ACX's new royalty, which is something that authors kind of have no choice but to opt in on, and how it's uh, highly disadvantages narrators. So essentially, like, and I think, and I need to do my own proper research into this, but some of the things I've seen and read online is essentially how ACX's new royalty share program. So if I as a narrator take on a royalty share or have a royalty share book, that contract technically is supposed to last 7 years, where I get royalties off of that book. But with their new program, that authors have no choice but to opt into it, or they have to opt into it, or they're omitted. If they don't opt into it, narrators are cut off. No matter how long their contract is, how far along their contract is, they're cut off from their royalties. So there's a lot of things that's going on in the industry, which is highly not uh, favorable, let's say, to both authors and narrators. And I wished consumers specifically cared more about where they purchase and how they support businesses.
Okay, now I have the thought that hasn't congealed yet. So, Julie, next question.
Next question. All right. And I completely understand how, as from this side of it, the author side of it,
Yeah.
I completely understand that because the industry
Yeah.
has been kicking our tails for quite some time.
Yeah.
But industry wise, what would you? I'm gonna go with a safer question. What would you like to see more of when it comes to interactions with authors? When it comes to interactions with the public, what would you like to see more of?
Generally, I would like to see more care given to. Oh man, I have so many thoughts on this. Oh, you're opening up a can of worms. How mean do you want to be?
I
How
want you
much
to be as truthful with
I might get in
our
trouble.
audience.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. If we borderline things, I've got the legalese down and I've got the mute
It's
button.
not the legalese part of it. It's two parts. I think like I said, I think one of them is I wish consumers cared more about what they're consuming and where they're consuming from, because it's like continuing kind of the concern that I have regarding ACX. It's a chicken and an egg kind of thing where a lot of consumers purchase from Audible primarily because it's easy, it's a one-stop shop, it's familiar, it's the biggest marketplace for audiobooks at this point. But it's most definitely one of the like it probably gives authors the least royalties from one of the least royalties from their purchases. So if consumers cared about their authors, then there are other methods that I wish they kind of, went a bit outside for. And because it's Amazon only cares about the consumer, only cares about the consumer. That's how they profit, not the authors. They can continue to they can continue to push down and provide these awful services and these awful new policies to authors and narrators, because so long as they continue to get the consumers, they don't care, which they are feeding. They're trying to I am of the theory that they are absolutely trying to normalize and generalize standardize AI narration, so that once you get used to the crap of AI narration, that's all that then that's it. Like, why would you change if it's cheap enough? um so but because it's so consumer heavy, a lot of authors don't feel confident to make changes in their and how they operate, because, well, if I leave Audible, if I leave ACX, then I am going to lose a huge percentage of my followers, a huge percentage of my sales. which is a very valid concern. Now, if consumers behaved as if they cared for the author, then that would be significantly less of a concern if an author then goes to say, hey, please purchase from my store directly, or please purchase from Libro FM directly, because I get better royalties there, and they also don't treat me like shit. That would be fantastic. I mean, that would take the power away from these huge corporations that are literally just trying to get us out of business. Because with the threat of AI, they have our stuff, they have our voices, they have our content. Nothing will technically happen to them, even if they did steal our stuff. Like, they could just feed
As
it. And like,
most
what
of
can we
us saw
do?
with the Facebook
Yeah,
lawsuit, and finding out that because a lot of them were stolen from pay to read sites and they
yeah,
weren't what they considered to be properly uh, copyrighted,
yeah.
that
And
we didn't get any of the money from that lawsuit.
yeah. And I think specifically from a narration standpoint, I think that I wish that there was more accountability.
Oh, yeah.
There are people in this industry that are really trying to make it, but there are also, unfortunately, there has been some dramas where there are some bad eggs. But I see those bad eggs continue to get business and crop up, and so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, can we not? can we can we hold people accountable, please? Oh gosh, yeah, this is like my camera doesn't even like what I'm saying. So I have a lot of thoughts. I will not name names.
No, we don't do that either.
No. I mean, you can talk after the show, though.
How about you, Trisha? What do you want to see more of in the industry? Besides Monsters.
I wish there was more thought when you see a female author than, oh, she writes smut. I physically cannot make myself write that. I tried. It turned out horrible. Just because I'm female doesn't mean I write romance or smut. I wish people would think more of me, of female authors altogether. They seem to think that only men can write action and blood and guts. And then they're shocked when they read my stuff and there's action and blood and guts. And they assume I didn't write it. Because I know there's other female authors that write this way.
I know my foot tastes like thank you. I should have made that joke right before your answer. More monster smut. Less thinking female authors. Oh, I'm sorry. Crap. The timing was impeccable.
There's also like, and I think I feel for female authors in general, because there's just so much stigma going against them. If you write smut, then it must not be good. You must not be able to write with plot. If you don't write smut, or if you're female, then you must not be able to write anything but smut. It's just like, we are people. Like, with experiences and have abilities to, have vast imagination and absolutely the same amount of capabilities as literally anyone that could write a book and, tell stories.
I won't say what I was going to say next, Stavros. I'm already on thin ice.
But yeah, that's partly why I'm like so.
So it sounds like both of you want more mindfulness, whether it be from the consumer, or mostly from the consumers, it sounds like, but more mindfulness and like insight into the industry. Would you say that translates into more transparency on the industry side too?
I don't think so.
I don't think they have to be transparent because there's no impetus. If it's consumer led, they would do it. Kind of thing, right?
Well, you would think.
You would think. The power is
But-
where the money is.
Right. It's very much sleight of hand within it, and I can see that a lot with what both answers words. So, okay, next question. When setting up for a show, what would you give advice to for somebody who is doing this for?
Sign up for a show?
Yeah, like for an event, like Simple Signings, Indie.
Oh. Would you like to take this first, Trish? Trisha.
Have your stuff as compact as possible. Because I have seen many authors bring in wagon after wagon after wagon of stuff, and I'm there with what looks like tool chests and 2 bags that hold my banner and my banner stand. My tool chests have everything else. I just go through and I set up my stuff. A lot of my stuff that holds, like my bookmarks and whatnot, were 3D printed by my husband. I said I need this. He goes, okay, print it. It's just find a better way to store your stuff.
For me, I think it's a matter of just mindset because like narrators going into events, we don't typically sell things. So we're not going. Most narrators, for the most part, going to events aren't there trying to make any sort of profit. But and so it's a matter of like kind of what mindset, like what going into it, knowing what do I want to get out of it. It could be networking with authors, it could be networking with narrators, it could be networking with if there's production companies there, but whatever it is, or it could be like I just want to have fun. Like the Simple Society is a great event, and like a lot of great people. I just want to party. Like that's perfectly fine as well. But being able to kind of go into it with a specific intention, so that you can target something. Yeah. But for as a narrator, I vibed.
I mean, if you're going with the intention of networking, aren't you selling yourself essentially?
Yes, but it's also we have to be careful about that in the sense that like sure we're there as narrators, but authors are there to sell. So like it's one of those things where there's a bit of finesse that narrators have to be mindful of. Like it would not no one would appreciate it if I were to go up to your table and you're trying to sell a book to readers and I'm going up to your table and be like, "Hi, I'm an audiobook narrator. Do you want an audiobook? You should hire me." You know, like that's that's not going to be well received.
I think
Because
that's
their intent-
universal. I don't think that's a writing event only thing. Don't
people-
self promo.
Some people do that. Some people
Oh.
do that, and that's one way of networking that I don't feel comfortable with. But it's so like I am there to network, but also like make friends. And when I say network, I the events I've gone to and like met authors. Like let me help you if you are ever considering doing an audiobook. Let me help you understand the process a bit better, so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. If you don't even have to hire me, because I want to enable authors and empower authors to not to potentially go into something and invest in something that could help them, and I want them to go in with eyes wide open and not be so what's the word intimidated by the process. And so that's what I meant by like networking. But also like these are people in my community and they're cool. You want to hang? Like
I know we said we would go longer. We're coming up on an hour and a half, so I think we'll get one more
Oh, yeah.
question from each of us, and so we don't because we could talk all night. Ace, I want to say that question just makes my brain hurt. I don't know if I'm gonna ask that one. Sure.
I
it
was about
should
to
be.
say, please don't make me say that one out loud. Please.
I'll ask it
Do
just
not make
because it should be a short answer. It's either going to be I don't know, WTF, or a random number. So, how many chapters, whether voiced or written, does it take to change a light bulb?
I've got LEDs. It's gonna be a while.
The looks say it all. So, brought this on yourself. Okay, I'll ask one legitimate question. I need water now. All right. If you were yourself in the main character's role in in the last work you did, how long would you survive?
With their skill set.
No,
Not
no,
with
no, no,
you.
no, 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 no. You are you.
Oh, I am
Oh.
me.
You are
I tried to help you out.
you in the main character's role. How long would you survive?
The last book I did.
In the most recent work, yes.
I
So-
would.
Instant spawn in, spawn kill, done.
I feel like I'd be okay. I'd survive. The last one I did was a sapphic pirate. It's a sapphic pirate one where she meets a vampire and gets turned into a vampire, and they like bang for some time, and then she went to like a different person that she was very angry at, or they weren't friends, but then they ended up becoming lovers and they bang for some time. So I feel like I'd fare pretty well.
Well, depends on if the scurvy gets you before you turn into a vampire, I guess. That takes, like,
They-
what, a few months?
I'm immortal. I'm a vampire. What does it matter?
That's what I said, but if it gets you before you're turned.
Oh, I see. No. She wasn't a pirate for very long. She wasn't a pirate for very long.
Okay, then yeah. No.
Yeah,
Immortality
yeah,
is
I'm good.
cheating.
Oh no, I'm immortal and I'm
Wait,
being
wait,
jinxed.
hold on. That leads to a good question. Okay, never mind. I could fall down a rabbit hole. Never mind. Vampire's son, are you stuck in the hold all day? But go ahead, Julia, ask your question.
Okay, my
Take a
question
minute.
is going to be to the both of you. What questions do you have for us? Because we try to at least have like one question from each of our guests to both me and Styx, that we have to answer before the end of the.
Julia, I wasn't prepared for this. Don't do this to me.
You know I love you.
You didn't tell me I'd be answering questions.
Yes, hey, we did it on the first show. We didn't get to do it on the second. Here's the third.
Okay, that's gonna be it, everybody. Bye. No, I'm kidding. See, look at both of their videos froze. I guess we just gotta call it. So, oh
Sorry.
man,
Do you have one, Trisha? No?
that's a great way to get invited back.
You know what? If this is how the bridge burns, this is how the bridge burns.
That's next week's prompt.
If anything were possible, what would you like to do within this industry? What would success look like for you?
Okay, Six, you go first.
I can answer this because I have seen it happen, and I want to be one of the people I've seen it happen to. Is whether it be on the voice and narration side because I'm interested in that, or on the author side because I'm interested in that. I would love to reach a point to where the people that I look up to know who
Okay.
I don't need to be the biggest and the best seller. I don't need to be the number one, longest wait list of authors trying to get my voice. I don't need all that. But if one of the authors or one of the narrators that I look up to and I like their work says, that Styx guy writes a good book, he reads a good, narrates well, whatever it may be, like, I'm set. Put me out to pasture.
As somebody who has forcibly, this became my full-time career. I never thought I would write a book. I mean, I've been writing since I was 6. I've been putting out short stories. Uh, I have a couple of awards I don't actually talk about from when I was younger, type deal. But coming into it now, I have 2 books under my belt. I have 46 works in progress over 4 or 5 different series. And yeah, I follow the dopamine. And I have amazing friends. If I could just get to the point where this adequately supports me, I'm not talking about like yachts and, you know, now I'm not gonna say that having a freaking classic car in my yard wouldn't be nice, but um, if I could have something to tinker around with on the weekends when I'm not worried about the show or stuff like that. Between the show, what I do here, I just want to live comfortably where I don't have to worry about it. That's it. Now, like Sticks, if I could go into a show and people go with, "Oh shit, Julie's here," they already do it to Patrick. Like PA Power, they already do it to him. Usually, the first words once somebody has seen Patrick is literally, "Where's Julie?" And then if they see me, it's, "Where's Izzy?" Because we're like a little show, and then once they see Izzy, they are asking where Kesh is. So we've gotten this like lovely little group that we go places, we do things. Um, well, this isn't their bread and butter. This is what we do for fun. This is mine. This is how I support myself. This is how I do everything. So when it comes to it, if I could just figure out a way to live comfortably between editing and the rest, I'd be great. Like, I don't want a whole lot out of life. I just want to live comfortably.
You're
Snaps to
already
that.
doing the successful author thing. I mean, I'm trying to think. What's that one old bearded guy who wrote that really famous book? Joe, he puts out a book like every 10 years. So
George R. R. Martin.
I wasn't gonna say his name.
I'm sorry. I was legitimately trying to help. I'm sorry. Why was I? Am I not supposed to say his name?
I was making the
I was
joke
about
that
to say, who are you talking about? And then like, oh, that one.
I was making a
Okay.
joke that Julie procrastinates, and so if you keep procrastinating, eventually you'll be successful.
My bad. I'm dense.
We call you out because we love you, isn't that right, everybody? Tell Julie to finish her
Yes.
next book.
Everybody keeps me on my toes. Everybody keeps me accountable.
We're gonna
And
do.
that's it.
We're gonna. I was not being sentimental, by the way. Anyway, we're gonna do our outro. You guys are our guests, so you guys get to take us out. We let in with Trish. We'll lead out with Trish. Tell us what the people can look forward to next.
Love Bug, that's just about finished. I have everything set up. I just have to send it to my beta reader and editor. After that, I'm going to try to get out the Direwolf spinoff. But I don't think that's going to happen just yet.
Not me over here fangirling over Love Bug. Like,
It should be out before September.
okay.
You already have one buyer. There you go. All right, Hel. What can people look forward to with no spoilers?
No spoilers. I'm gonna be around, especially in FanX in Indiana to represent Punch and Roll for Initiative. But I'm also gonna be in Monster Erotica, which is why I talk about Monster Smut next week. So I have a few events to still go to for the rest of the year. But with regards to work, the next thing I'm gonna be taking up is a shifter romance, if you're interested in that, which is Grimm by Vera Fox. I'm gonna be one of the main character, Journey, in that book.
Julie, you shut your face. Don't start. Don't do it. No. Too many people have heard the story already. I will not be embarrassed
Who
again.
was there?
You were there.
That's okay.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna go into the magnificent. Anyway, we're not finishing that statement.
You told me to behave.
yes, okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, in our chat for being here. Thank you both for being here. You have been excellent guests. We loved having you on the show. We look forward to seeing what you come out with next time. Remember, everybody, I'm going to let Julie do her outro bit. My bit is just, remember, everybody, every Friday, we'll be doing author interviews booked for Friday, and every Saturday, including tomorrow, we're going to be doing our live read on the Hold My Pen Promcast. So make sure you're there. We love seeing you guys and bullying me. So, Julie, take us out.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. As Styx says, thank you to both Hel and Trisha for indulging us with our chaoticness this evening. As Styx said, we will be doing Hold My Pen Promcast tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Adjust your times accordingly. As of right now, it looks like we have 6 to 7. If you plan on writing for the show, hit us up. If you are not a part of the newsletter, why the fuck not? It's in the damn thing and it's free. Part of the Discord, same fucking thing. How else are you guys supposed to get advertised if we don't know the hell what we're advertising? Hello? Anywho.
Follows on the stream and over on YouTube are free as well. Do that.
Yes, exactly. And if you don't like commercials over here, please think about subscribing. If you have Amazon, use your free Amazon if you're not using it anywhere else, because we don't want to take that away from another creator. That's not who we are. Otherwise, be brave, be bold, but always stay humble. If you get your ass arrested, don't call me. Bye!